Somebody asked me in an interview today, what do you say to people who ask you what's going to be the next Bitcoin? What else should I be looking out to? And I gave some kind of libertarian fluff answer because I don't really care about anything else. And I'm not really that guy to kind of go around and like rah rah or, drive my family nuts about telling them what to do or what not to do. And people come up to me and tell me about their crypto stuff, and I just kind of politely say, oh, thanks, but I'm not really interested in it. That's not the thing that I do. And I kind of knew that there was nonsense going on there, but it wasn't something that I spent a lot of time concerning myself with. Bitcoin is my only focus professionally. This is where I dedicate all my time on the research and education front. And that's a big enough space. And there's so much to do there. And I like the people here. So thinking about that response that I gave that guy today, where it was, yeah, it's not my thing. Maybe somebody gets value out of it, but it's not my thing. I would advise people to not touch anything. Bitcoin is fundamentally hard money. It's the only thing I care about. Fundamentally, that empowers human freedom. I think it's the only thing that does empower human freedom. I don't think XRP empowers human freedom. I don't think any of the other 11 whatever million altcoins, shitcoins, whatever you want to call them, empower human freedom. So I'm concerned with Bitcoin. It's my thing. Well, I think I changed my mind. Some of you know that I posted recently about Scott Offord getting socially engineered. And I thought, man, it'd be interesting to kind of do a little research and see how it works. I mean, that's what I do professionally. Let's dig into it. Let's see what's going. And I did, and it took me to one way, which took me to another way, and took me to another way. And before I knew it, I was looking at a lot more than I wanted to be. And it reminded me of something really interesting. A, why I'm concerned with Bitcoin only, but B, how crazy stuff can get when you're not looking at it. So, if you want a breakdown of how Scott Offord got socially engineered, and you want a breakdown of how insane things have gotten in the crypto space, let's go. A couple of days ago, Scott Offord posts that his crypto was stolen. It's all gone. Here's how I got scammed. Catfish, social engineered, and hacked. And he gives a breakdown. Fake Bloomberg reporter was pretending to do an interview. They got him to share his screen. They get some visuals for the article that they were doing. And through that, he clicked the access, and not so wisely of him, he input his password, which gave the scammers terminal access. So they got into his terminal, and they ran some scripts, and they started getting through everything. I'm talking about Gmail logins, access to his Telegram groups, and inevitably access to wallets. So he lost money. He was robbed. This apparently also happened to Larry Lepard. Terrible timing because Larry just launched a book. And the worst thing to have when you're about to go on a book tour is an inaccessible social media channel. So huge pain to Larry Lepard. Very, very sorry that has happened to you. But apparently it's the same scam. Somebody pretending to be a Bloomberg reporter, booking a time with you, and then getting you to share the screen. And here's some confirmation of one of the actual wallets, which is holding $2,300 of Scott Offord's stolen money. I don't know what Larry Lepard's stolen money looks like, but this is some of Scott Offord's stolen money. So I said, well, how does this work? Well, it just so happened I got a message from Sergey Stajanovic. And they were somebody from Bloomberg, who was the president and CIO of something called Intrieri Fund, and bridging the gap between finance and storytelling. And on the surface, they have a bunch of followers, but it's a bit of a big flag. They're not followed by anybody I'm following. So that, of all things, should be something to pay attention to. So they fell out to me, and I, having known that Scott had just gotten robbed, kind of entertained it for a moment. Said, yeah, send me some bylines. Let me see what you're doing. And they sent me some information, and they sent me a link to a Calendly. This is what their Calendly looks like currently. It's been shut down or moved or something. But when you go to that Calendly, it says that it is Vlad Klitschko's Calendly. And Vlad Klitschko is the CEO of Bloomberg. And that's a red flag because Sergei Stajanovic is sending his bosses, the CEO of Bloomberg's Calendly, to you so that he can talk to you about Web3 and Bitcoin or crypto stuff. It's a red flag. Notably, Sergei Stajanovic has just changed his profile on LinkedIn. It used to look like the photo that you see here in the snow, this kind of selfie thing. But it looks different. So I don't know. Is Sergey in on it? Is he part of this whole scam? And if you go in and you do a reverse image search of the prior image, the one from the journalist, you can actually see here that LinkedIn was updated, but it's still indexing that photo on LinkedIn. So just confirmation there that this is the image from which that Twitter account came, was a LinkedIn, but now the LinkedIn has changed. So when you look at it, Bloomberg Research Assistant, well, that doesn't say head journalist. Interior Family Student Managed Fund. The CEO of a student managed fund, that's a little bit different from being the president and CIO of this unnamed fund. This looks like a kid. This looks like a young guy in his 20s or something who's working as a research assistant in Pennsylvania. So Scott goes on to share some details, and at this point, he's having a world of hurt. Two-factor authentication is being turned on for his BTC Mining World channel. His email address is getting changed for some of these accounts. I'm assuming his Google is compromised. They're posting images of his family, of his wife, of his kids. Really disgusting stuff. But again, very childish. It's like kid stuff. I don't know. Is Sergey in on it? Then I post about the scam because scams aren't good. And if you see a scam, you should say a scam. And it doesn't do any good to keep it quiet because if you don't talk about it, then other people can't know. So I mentioned, okay, new social engineering scam. Somebody's claiming to be a Bloomberg reporter. They're DMing people. Here's what's happening. Here's a Calendly. I link to the actual Calendly, and then I link to a video that Scott offered went and actually recorded. So he recorded some audio when he was doing the interview. Really just a smart thing to do anytime you're doing an interview so that you don't get misquoted. But he records it, and thank God he had that because at least he has something to go to the authorities to potentially get some of his cash back. They, whoever they are, find that I've posted this, and they are not happy. Locke Veman says when Rob calls someone a scammer, it is usually just someone who outscammed him. And it took off like a lightning bolt. 121 retweets, 495 likes. Incredible. So I reply, it appears I've angered a bot farm. To which the comments begin. Rob calling out scams like a wolf warning the sheep about other wolves. Rob, let's not talk about that token you abandoned after cashing out. Or is that not a scam? It's usually just somebody who out-scammed him. So, okay, there's something nonsensical going on. But there was one comment that stuck out. Looked a little weird to me. And it said, if we're bots, why are there so many of us? Maybe because you scammed a whole community. Well, scam thing's a little silly. It reads kind of crypto-y Web3. It's kind of goofy for somebody who wrote a book about Bitcoin mining and who has literally only worked in Bitcoin or been interested in Bitcoin their entire time in this space. But that word was weird to me, community. So I put a little bug in my head. And I thought, okay, the journalistic community. And it's at that time that a couple other people started reaching out in the responses to that original post. And they started posting screen caps And you can see here a young woman named Kirti Mukamala. Hey, Alex, I'm reaching out from Bloomberg. You here see Eric Liu. Hi, Crypto Graffiti. I hope you're doing well. I'm reaching out from Bloomberg. You see here Alana Benton from E18Z, previous Ericsson Microsoft Rembrandt Venture Partners. Hi, Stephen. I'm Alana, a representative of A16Z. Okay, well, what's going on here? I see some similarities in it. I've got my schizophrenic connecting brain fired up a little bit, right? The ADD has kicked in. Then I start to hunt, and I go to this lovely young woman, Kirti's LinkedIn page, and it's fake because she's a software engineer at Bloomberg. And she says very clearly in her About page, any X accounts under my name claiming association with Bloomberg are impersonators. All right, that's fake. And then I got to Eric Liu, and I found that he's actually a private equity guy. And when I reverse image search, you can see here in the insert, when I reverse image search his real quote-unquote headshot, you can see that's just a screen cap from a video. So that's fake. Then I go to Alana Benton, who is an executive assistant at Andreessen Horowitz. And it seems legit, her LinkedIn, because it says that she's using an Andreessen Horowitz email address. And then I go to her Twitter account, and I dig back a little bit. And Alana Benton posted, Facebook, please help with a Facebook account hacked. And then I find that she's chatting with a local band called the Duelers. And then I find that she is spending a lovely day watching England-Japan Twickenham RFC. Huh. And then I see she posted a photo of herself with her girlfriend. That's not the same woman. It's some woman in the UK who got her account stolen that then got repurposed to impersonate somebody named Alana Benton. It's okay. There's a strategy that these scammers are using. They're impersonating legitimate people, using hacked or spoofed Twitter accounts associated with real organizations to try to gain trust. And I said, hold up. Let me look back at this Alana character and see what happened. When did the hack actually happen? If I go to her last, I assume, organic retweet, she's tweeting something about West Ham United. And then all of a sudden she's retweeting somebody named Sozelli. That seems a little weird. Well, who's Sozelli? Well, there's some Anon character, and they post something online, and I found this a little bit interesting. I wonder why we don't see hacks anymore. It used to be a thing before. It was happening on a weekly basis. Maybe those developers turned into meme coin creators, and those hacks was because of a backdoor they created. Well, that's a little dark and odd and mysterious. But there's that word again. This community, this creator thing. And so I kind of go in another direction. I go, okay, community is not a word to use. Back to the tweet. When Rob calls someone a scammer, it's usually just someone who out-scammed him. Hypothesis. The brigading on my feed was A, bot farm, somebody unleashed, or 2, a community somebody sent to attack me, like a Discord group or a Telegram group or some shadowy secret Anon hackers somewhere. So, okay, I'm looking through the replies and I say, okay, maybe a bot farm, somebody unleashed. And I see, if we're bots, why are there so many of us? Maybe because you scammed a whole community. And there's that word again. It's a weird community thing. Well, is it not hypothesis 1 because they told me? I don't know. Maybe it's hypothesis 2. Maybe it's a community somebody sent to attack me, like a Discord or Telegram group. So let's get our schizo brain back on and figure out who is attacking. All right. Let's look at some of the screen caps of these bot or not bot account follower followings and see if there's any crossover. This is kind of a random assortment of different people termed loosely. And who are they following? Well, I see some crossover, actually. I see some shared accounts. And then I start to look into them. I see something called Frog Knox. Whatever the hell that is. It's a meme coin. And it has a website. It has a white paper. Whatever that counts for in this weird world. And then I kept following it, and I found something called Tribora NFT, and it has a website and almost 2,300 followers. And it has a website that's coming soon. And then I go in and I find some shared followers amongst somebody named Lugan's Bit, and they're apparently associated with Bybit. And this one seems a little weird because they're saying that they're an affiliate of something I assume is some kind of exchange. And they have a bunch of verified followers, so I assume that there's somebody paying money in the back end and they're not just spinning up free accounts. And then I go to Bybit, and it looks like a crypto Web3 exchange for me. Okay, well, what is this? Apparently it's regulated out of Dubai. It's regulated out of the National Bank of Georgia. It's regulated out of Kazakhstan. They're concerned with copy trading gold and FX Fiesta, buying crypto, various markets. You know, this whole weird thing for Islamic accounts, which makes sense, I suppose, if you're trying to get regulatory compliance within the UAE, within Dubai. So that's odd. But it seems like these are followers from a bot account that's associated with somebody that's at least human, maybe. And then I find somebody called Reddy, who's apparently the world's best trader on Tuesday, meets the world's worst trader on Wednesday. They look like some kind of degen anon NFT trader, but they have a chunk of followers. And they're apparently doing something in OpenSea, and they're based out of Florida. Okay, I don't know who that is. And then I find something called Ramon. Because look, I can see there's a lot of shared followers. There's Lugans, there's Frog Knox, Kita, Reddy, Tribora, something called Ramon. And I look at this Ramon thing. Okay, let's dig in a little bit. And it has a website. It takes you from its link tree. And it has the familia. Oh, very, very sort of cartel-oriented, very kind of mafioso-like. There's a structure to it. And then I notice at the bottom of the page that it's based out of the Spirit Tower building in Sports City, Dubai. Okay, that's interesting. Bybit, this Lugan's thing, had some kind of Dubai association there. And the Spirit Tower is literally just a building. It's a tower that you can go rent a room in Dubai. And I go to the YouTube, and there's these kind of like weird anti-American, anti-boomer finance, Moon Boy, Agent of Chaos shorts that are simultaneously sort of, I hate the old guard, while also being sort of, I need to shake my fist at the world and go make my money kind of thing. Capture these screen caps because on the left here you can see Hunter Biden smoking a made in Dubai vape. And then on the right you can see the Valentine's Ramon, where Ramon is this weird little character is sitting by some naked ladies on Valentine's Day. And it's like the kind of thing that a 13-year-old would think is cool. Sort of degenerate anti-America, anti-boomer finance, agent of chaos. And they're claiming to be born in the Big Apple, but they're clearly based out of the United Arab Emirates. And this seems a little bit odd to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then I say, well, wait a second, this isn't really taking me anywhere. I'm just looking at a bunch of scams that may or may not be associated with this Bybit thing. Well, that would make sense to me if an exchange is trying to promote meme coins, because then they get the volume, they get the trades, they make a spread. I said, why don't we look at the following followers of some of these accounts? Okay, so I go to this Lock Veman guy, the one with the 500 retweets, and I see who they're following, and they're following something called Soloxy Official Support. And I'm like, what is Soloxy Official Support? Or Crypto All-Stars Official Support? And then I'll actually take you to the page. I start looking at them. So this is Lock Veman. You go to their followers. You click on it. And you see Soloxy Official Support. Well, what is a Soloxy? That's some kind of shitcoin. Then you go back and you say, okay, well, what about other people? These other people who are retweeting or liking. And so I've opened up a few tabs with some of these accounts that have retweeted or liking. And if you look on the surface, I see Korean. I see a shitcoin. I see random retweets. I see news retweets. I go to another one. I look through and I see, okay, something about the Saudi Arabia. Well, that's an interesting crossover. I see news. I see news. I see news. I see shitcoins. I see shitcoin. I go to another one. I see something called Blub. I assume that's a shitcoin. I see a shitcoin. I see news, Korean news. I see them responding to me. I see the same coin, the official MAGA coin. Then I go to another account and I see something in Korean. I see some shitcoin. I see something in Korean, in Korean, in Korean, in Korean. It's like Korean videos, Korean news. And then I go to another account and I see something in Korean. I see this exact same how Gulf investments are transforming European company stories. I see these exact same articles being retweeted. And I realize I'm looking at the business end of an engagement farm. Somebody's paying to have all these accounts do something. Clearly, Blub has paid money to get a certain number of likes or retweets. And so we're looking at the business end of it. But then it kind of got weird for me because I started to look at their followers. And when I dug into their followers, I started to find something odd. They had these followers from these altcoin help desks. PumpFun 100x, Norben Crypto, Sui official help desk. Who's following them? Crypto All-Stars support. Bitcoin Lithium support. These are Soloxy. There's Soloxy support. Dagazin official support. So whatever this farm is, it's offering a service. And remember, these are the followers. This is not who it's following. This is the followers. So the support is following this agent of the bot farm. Maybe they're running the bot farm. Flocker's official support. Then I start to look at these projects. And I pull up their websites. Soloxy. Oh, this is their website. And then I find another one. There's Frox. This is its website. And then I found another one. Pepe Unchained. And this is its website. And by now I'm starting to notice something kind of odd, because they all kind of have the same layout. Mind of Pepe. All kind of have the same layout, same header. What's odd to me is they have this little flag on the top. It's very odd. Flockers. Exact same setup. Kind of art, kind of Giphy style thing. Very saccharine in nature. Again, choose your language. And all these websites look exactly the same structurally. It's as if somebody just put a different theme on them and pushed them out of a printing press. And then I looked a little bit deeper because I noticed they all have this language thing up on the top. And then when I look again, I notice they all have these little audit stickers. Audit, audit. CoinSalt, solid proof. I don't know if this one has it. It'll be on the next one. Audit, audit. Here's one, audit right here. So I go to these audit websites. And it's something called CoinSalt. And it's claiming to audit altcoins. And for a fee, they can look at your project. And they can audit your smart contract. And they can audit your contract itself, or they can actually make the contract, and they can develop your Web3 whatever, and they can do something with AI. So it's a regulatory entity that is apparently also able to offer the services of building altcoins. And then I go to Solid Proof, because if you look at the trust and safety audits, Solid Proof, I'm thinking, what is this? CoinSalt. Okay, maybe that's who built it. Solid Proof of what? These are carbon copy projects that have all been kind of spit out of this machine, clearly from the same company in some way. I don't know if it was a marketing company. I don't know if it was CoinSalt themselves. It looks like the kind of thing where you could just put $1 into CoinSalt and they would spit out a whole apparatus. And then you could go to Solid Proof, and Solid Proof you could go pay them some money, and they would tell you the security score and the services and certificates for your business. And this is insane to me. I've never heard of any of this, let alone the idea that you could score the security of junk. It's like grading the health of chips in the Doritos aisle. Doesn't make a sense. Any sense, it's not healthy. It's not healthy from the get-go, so there's no point in putting a score on it. It doesn't compute to me, kind of in the Bitcoin space, having worked almost 5 years now in that space. It literally doesn't compute. The idea that somebody would come and set up Solid Proof Trustnet that would verify your altcoin, that would then have a connected wallet system on Solana or whatever other thing. And what's the deal with this payment thing? Widget powered by Web3 payments. Widget powered by Web3 payments. Powered by the Uniswap protocol. Okay, that one's different. Don't have a waitlist. Powered or wallet powered by Web3 payments. Don't have a wallet. Web3 payments. And then I go to Web3 payments. And it has that same language thing up in the top. Web3 powered payments to grow your business. Now that could just be incidental. Or Web3 payments, which is claiming to look like a way to accept crypto on Shopify, WordPress, and more, could really just maybe be the back end for this entire meme coin operation. Who's building this site? Is it CoinSalt? The people who claim they have the skills to build all this stuff out? Is it Solid Proof, the person who's claiming to be the regulatory agency? Is it Web3 payments? Is it the payment processor themselves? The people that are taking the money? That would make sense to me. And I look through these projects and I think, this is insane. How are people finding this stuff? And I go a little bit further, and I'm looking through this one, this Crypto All Stars, just because they have a really robust page, and I look, okay, featured in Techopedia. No, they were not featured in Bitcoin Magazine. Oh, maybe. Bitcoin.com, probably not. It's all made up. And then I find some videos. I start clicking on the videos. And I find somebody with 124,000 followers on YouTube talking about this trash. This thing that is a carbon copy is being promoted by somebody with 124,000 followers. What the hell is going on? And then I find another one. I follow another link. Some guy named Jacob Crypto Burry with 55,000 followers and some big Bitcoin logos behind him is telling us about 10x potential meme coins. This doesn't compute for me. And then I go and I find this one, and I get a little confused because it says 99 Bitcoins, and this account has 725,000 subscribers. But sure enough, it's the 99 Bitcoins page.
Sure. Welcome back to
Shilling meme coins. Shilling, the exact meme coin that I know is a carbon copy of something, is being shilled by 99 Bitcoins. And I don't know, I haven't been to 99 Bitcoins in a while, but what the hell happened, man? I went to their website and they have this kind of introduction thing.
Welcome to 99.
It's a totally different guy than the original guy. And they're introducing this whole Web3 crypto thing. They kept the name, they kept half the subscribers or whoever was willing to still follow along. And now they become some kind of altcoin thing. And when I go to 99 Bitcoin's website, it gives me the eye cancer. It gives me this. I don't know what the hell's going on, man. But this is not Bitcoin. I found another one. I found Crypto Zeus, 85,000 subscribers, and he's talking about this thing, this Crypto All-Stars thing. Somebody made a 6.5-minute video about this trash. This is a 4.5-minute long video. This is a 6.5-minute long video. It's a 6.5-minute long video. Like, what is this? What is this, like, circular? Where is it coming from? Where's the money coming from? Is it the marketing department? Is it the coin? Is it the people doing the payment processing? It legitimately doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it doesn't compute. It's so unbelievably degenerate. And then I saw that somebody listed that they were associated with CoinMarketCap. And I remember CoinMarketCap. I used to go there 2016, 2017. And I thought, I haven't been there in a while. Let me go to CoinMarketCap. Let me see what's happening at CoinMarketCap. And it doesn't look anything like the CoinMarketCap of old. And I go in and I click into our old friend Bitcoin. And I met with something that I haven't seen before. There's so much information. And it's all kind of staring at me, the numbers and the prices and the ups and the down, and it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. And something catches my eye, this thing called rating. And I'm looking at this and I go, rating? What the hell are you talking about? Rating Bitcoin? Comparing it against what? Like, what is the criteria you're using? It's a joke. And then I start clicking on these links. Because who would give Bitcoin a 4.8? A 4.8 out of what? Like, in what category? What are you comparing it against? 4.9, 4.0. So I go to the first one. It says Bitcoin has a AAA rating. And there it is again, this like rating agency thing. What the hell is going on? They have a rating methodology. It was reviewed October 25th. And then they give you some updated criteria where they tell you how good it is at XYZ. Who are these people? Who is rating this? Rating it on what? It has a 70% in token performance, roadmap in progress. Have you ever heard a core dev use the phrase roadmap? Token economics. I've never heard anybody use these words. Team, partners, and investors. It's a decentralized protocol. This makes no sense to me. Ecosystem, a 63% on ecosystem. What does that mean? We mainly collaboration with other projects, supplemented by an examination of social media. activity and decentralized governance participant. What does this mean? This is like incomprehensible word salad that CoinMarketCap is giving you a ranking that is coming from three regulatory agencies. Let's go to another one, Cyberscope. It gets a 97 ranking. Wow, look at that. But it only gets a 70 in security, or 69%, I'm sorry. Only gets a 68% in decentralization. What does this mean? Like, who is doing this? Like, where is this coming from? But this is immense. Apparently, Bitcoin is likely not a honeypot. And I go to the last one. It seems to give better rankings for Bitcoin. It seems to like Bitcoin a little more. But it's ranking. And the implication here, as somebody who stupidly is coming from the Bitcoin only space, is compared to what? And then I go back to CoinMarketCap and I remember, compared to everything, there's 11.57 million coins, cryptos, listed on CoinMarketCap. 11.57 million. And I understand how it could get this way because look at, you can spit them out. You can spin up the machine. And it doesn't cost much to put up a website. Use the same kind of structure. Put some fake audit thing in there, or if you're the auditor, just have your guys go out and mark it up and say it's good. And then stick in your Web3 payments protocol and you're off to the races. Well, at this point, my head's exploding. Because it turns out the brigading was from a bot farm. But it's not just a bot farm, man. It's something way, way bigger. And something way, way darker. When I go in and I look at this scam, and I look at what happened to Scott, and he got socially engineered, and this guy pretended to be a journalist or a team of guys. It sounds like a team of people from the recording that he got. You pretend to be some people, you caught it, and then I get brigaded. And then people started coming out of the woodwork, and they started finding these other accounts. Something different occurred to me, is that this journalism scam could have been done by 6 dudes in a basement. That's actually almost irrelevant. The crazy thing here is that every tool that they need to extract value, to rob you, to obfuscate what's happening, to sick an army on you, everything's been built. And it's all been built under this moniker of crypto and Web3. And it's just this absolutely disgusting circular cartel where the incentives are designed to do one thing and one thing only, which is to extract maximal value from the least educated, least competent people using tools that it would appear can be bought almost off the shelf. The idea that these scammers could use, Calendly and Zoom, it is what it is. They're using Calendly and Zoom. But then they can find a service to do their bot farm. And then they can go into their Discord community. And then they can go into the meme vault and find the agency that spits these out. And then link in the money laundering tool Web3 payments. And then feign actual credibility through 2 auditing agents that claim to give some kind of oversight. And all of it's getting listed on CoinMarketCap amongst the other 11.5 million whatever coins. And they're getting covered by degenerate 20-something dudes who I assume are being paid by the marketing entities behind these things. And it all exists for a single purpose: to rob you. So the social engineering, I mean, that's almost the symptom. How could you get involved with this entire space and not become a scammer and not become a degenerate gambler? And that was a weird thing for me to think about, because I always thought about crypto in a different way. I always thought crypto's about gambling. You know, it was about people trying to put money in the slot machine and get something out. And what I didn't realize, or I didn't understand, was that those were really just the marks. The apparatus is this whole thing. The coins are just a tool of an extractive apparatus. And it's a tale as old as time. Scamming and robbing people is happening time immemorial. This just happens to be the way in which it's happening. So much to say, I feel bad for Scott. I feel bad for Larry. I hate that they were caught up in this. I hate that they got socially engineered. I hate that they lost money. I hate that they lost access to their accounts. But for a moment, I feel like I understand why people think that that's what we are in Bitcoin. Because it really is that bad. That's all I've got, guys. If you made it this far, thanks.